It's 4:02, and I will call the agenda review meeting of the governing board to order at this time. And with that, I'll call roll of the board members first, acknowledging that Ms. Munoz, our student trustee, is unable to attend our meeting today. So with that, Mr. Hendricks.
Present.
Thank you. Ms. McGrath. Ms. McGrath, I see you're on. Are you there?
I'm present, yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Dr. Narini?
I'm here.
Good. Mr. Saar?
I'm good.
Strong voice. Dr. Thor? Dr. Thor, I see you're on too, but on mute.
I show her as unmuted. Dr. Thor, can you hear us?
I have her noted on mine as on the phone muted, and then there's another line with her on it, but no indication
Okay.
of connection, how she's connected. So I guess we need to resolve that. Dr. Thor?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Sounds like a great result.
Thank you.
And Miss
Okay.
Lynn, I believe you're on. I saw your
Yes.
your picture.
Yep.
Okay, great. And I'm present. That would indicate a full quorum of the board as present for today's agenda review. With that, I'd like us to move to the agenda for the upcoming board meeting, August 25, 2020. You can see that the meeting will begin at 6:30. With that, then the first item of business would be the general items, the call to order, the substitutions. We will not have our student life report as of this time. Ms. Nango will present with the Faculty Executive Council. Ms. Train, the Adjunct Faculty Association report. There will be an interim employee Senate report. There's no report scheduled at this time for the Maricopa Student Senate. There are no emeritus awards and recognition, and there will be a chancellor report update. Do you have any comments on that item, Dr. Gonzalez, before we?
Yes, President Sullivan, members of the board, CEC and guests. I will be providing an update to the board. You'll get an enrollment update over fall return status. I'm also going to discuss the status of the board approved scholarships and tuition discounts. And there will be some discussion on residential faculty salary formula. And that would conclude my update for next Tuesday. And while I have you all here, I just wanted to also let you know that on the weekly snapshot that I provide, there will be a tweak provided this week where I'm not sure what I'll call it just yet, but it'll something to the effect of a chancellor's corner or what's the chancellor been up to, where's the chancellor been type of conversation to give you some details on my work each week. That concludes my update.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. Also, I want to remind people again that mute is a wonderful thing unless you're presenting, and I appreciate that most of you are doing that on mute. There's some noise, and I'm going to say I just lost the whole meeting on my computer. Okay, well, that's curious.
We can still hear you.
We can still hear you, yeah.
I cannot see an agenda. I cannot see.
That was, Ms. Sullivan, that was my problem a minute ago.
And how did it come back?
Let's see, down in the icon bar, click
I
on.
don't even have an icon bar. I have thanks for using
Oh.
Cisco WebEx.
Hey, everybody, Miss Sullivan, it's Ryan. Elza lost her screen too. We're investigating this.
All right, so I am pausing the board meeting for a minute while we correct those challenges. But in the meantime, I want to say to everyone, it's hot out there, so I hope you're all staying cool. And I'm excited for you to be back attending to district activity and students and all sorts of things, which I know is coming up very, very fast. So thank you all for your service. And for those of you who have been not attached to these meetings in the most recent past, we appreciate you rejoining us and hope you had some good activity over the summer.
Just an FYI, I'm teaching at EVIT and this is our second day of having kids in class.
Oh, how's that going?
Good. Except I got to memorize 40 names and faces.
I remember the old days, the seating charts. That's how those teachers did it.
Yeah, we got them now and I got name badges on all the desks, but you know, I'm old. It takes a long time.
Miss Sullivan, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
Miss Sullivan,
go
can
ahead.
you see Elza's screen now?
Nope, I still have thanks for using Cisco WebEx. Do you want me to exit and rejoin?
You may have two of them going. That's usually what happens.
1 second.
I don't know how I did that. Of course, who knows?
Way down at the bottom of your screen, where it tells the time and the date and everything, do you see that bar?
I do. I have a flashing light. Let me
Yeah,
see. There you are. Okay, you're back. Boy, Dana, thanks.
Mhm.
That was great. Okay, I'm back on. Elza, are you back on?
Dana, you should be teaching
Yes.
technology.
Yeah, at EVIT.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, the screen is really small. I don't know, is that how it is for everyone? The scrolling screen?
Yeah, it's small.
Okay, all right. So thank you, everyone, for that interlude. And thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. I think where we left off now is starting on the consideration for the consent agenda coming up. Item 10.1 is approved termination recommendation. That'll be more forthcoming at the meeting. And now I'm moving to the 11 category and item 11.1, approve agreement for dual enrollment with Charter School Inside Academy of Arizona K-12 Inc. Any comments?
I've got one quick one.
Okay.
On our dual enrollments, does that also include concurrent enrollment?
Dr. Gonzalez? Is someone online to be able to answer that question?
Ms. Sullivan, Mr. Saar, members of the board, CEC and guests. This is Provost Fisher. When we count enrollments, dual enrollment is counted separately, so concurrent enrollment would not be within this agreement. Concurrent is counted as regular classroom.
So, Dr. Fisher, is there a separate agreement with those charter schools, for example, that are concurrently enrolled? I'm thinking of how that works at the end of the year for
So-
dual credit for the student.
So if it's a dual enrollment under a dual enrollment agreement, it would be this. Otherwise, they are considered a regular college student and they would be enrolled with just as a regular student.
Right, but
So-
don't they get high school credit as well?
Under
I'm in a board
concurrent,
meeting. I'm muted so they can't hear me. But
You are, no, we can hear you.
yeah,
So, Ms. Nguyen, excuse me, Mr. Saar, we can't hear you. Now you're on mute. Thank you. Okay.
So my question is,
ahead.
if on concurrent enrollment, is there an agreement that we have where the student also gets the high school credit?
Not under concurrent enrollment, that's under dual enrollment only.
So AAEC, for example, those students, don't they get both high school credit and college credit when they're concurrently enrolled? Same thing with our charter schools.
Dr. Brock, are you on the phone? Just trying to call on Dr. Keith Brock, who's in charge of our dual enrollment high school partnerships. Unfortunately, she's not speaking up, so I will find that answer for you, Mr. Sarr, and get it back to you.
Thank you.
Any other conversation on 11.1?
I would like to suggest that rather than getting back to Mr. Sarr, that the report be given to all of the board members.
Thank you, Mrs. McGrath.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. Okay, moving on to item 11.2, approve agreement for dual enrollment with charter school Highland Prep. Any comment there? Being none, I'll move to item 11.3, approve new grant award from National Science Foundation to Glendale Community College for collaborative research, algebra instruction at community colleges. Any comment?
Do we have a grant amount?
Ms. Nguyen, does that go to you also, Dr. Fisher?
There should be documentation within the board book around the grant amount. I will take a look for that. Give me just a moment.
Yes, there is the 83-page board book.
I'm sorry if I missed it. I just didn't see it.
We'll move to, let's see.
There it is. It
11.3.
just projected it.
Yeah, it's 2,474,300. Wait a minute. 2,470. No, that's not it.
It's
No,
828,570.
okay. You're going further than I was reading the first sentence. Thank you.
But it's for a 3-year grant though, so is that, okay. So that's over 3 years though, correct?
Ms. Sullivan, Ms. Nguyen, members of the board, Chancellor Cece. Yes, that's correct. So the $2.4 million is part of the collaborative project. So that's split between the partners within the grant. We're asking the board to accept the $828,570 over a 3-year.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. Any other comments on 11.3? 11.4, approve continuing grant award from U.S. Department of Education, developing Hispanic Serving Institution Programs, Title V at Gateway Community College. Any comments? Okay, being none, I'll move to 11.5. Approve continuing grant from National Science Foundation to Phoenix College for reinventing the common cure at 2-year HSIs. Any comment?
Mrs. Sullivan, I'll just say,
Yes.
because I've heard it from some other places, that we're kind of getting some national attention on this one.
Oh, and would you like to elaborate or ask for other comment?
No, that's fine. Just, I don't know the details and why it is, but I've had a call from another person from another district in another state that had heard about this. I don't know if they were competing for it or not, but they said that we got a good grant.
Well, congratulations then. Well, on all of them, but particularly then. Thank you. Any other comments on 11.5? Being none, I'll move to item 11.6, approve continuing grant. Carl D. Perkins from Arizona Department of Education to Maricopa County Community Colleges District. Any comments?
Yeah, Maria, you know, I've said a long time, and I'll say it one last time, I guess, that this grant is woefully inadequate based on how other states divvy up this money. We were missing the day that they handed out the first ones because we're getting like 15% of the full grant, where most other community colleges in the country are getting as much as 50% and more. So I always say that we've got to have a discussion with the State Department of Education and the superintendent to make sure that we're continually trying to increase our percentage of that, since we have as many CTE programs and students enrolled in them as do the K-12 entities. And I think it's just something we need to continue to keep pushing.
Yeah, does anyone want to comment on Carl Perkins money? My own experience with it does show that we are woefully underfunded based on whatever criteria they determine at the state. But does anyone else have a comment on the Carl Perkins money? And by the way, Elsa, could you scroll to 11.6 on the screen, please? Thank you. Any other comment for Carl Perkins by anyone? Yes?
Sorry, Ms. Sullivan, Mr. Saar, members of the board, CEC, this is Darcy Renfro. I oversee Workforce and Economic Development Programs at Maricopa. I will say that Mr. Saar's comments are well placed, and we did lobby considerably hard this year with the Department of Education to increase the allocation to post-secondary from Perkins, and we're able to get a bump of 3%. That's where the increase comes from. So we're now at 18%. It's an 82-18 split. That is the work of a number of community college districts and the Arizona Community College Coordinating Council continuing to press this issue, and we will continue to do so in the coming years.
Keep at it. It's important. Thank you, by the way, to you and your team for that. Any other comment on 11.6? Being none, I'll move to 11.7. Approve continuing grant from U.S. Department of Labor Employment Training Administration. Industry recognized apprenticeship model in manufacturing through Pima Community College to Maricopa County Community Colleges District. Anyone want to comment, or is there a question on 11.7 or a comment from staff?
Yeah, me again. As long as Darcy's on the call here. Darcy, where does this go in the district? Is it Mesa? Is it a combination of colleges?
Ms. Sullivan, Mr. Saar, members of the board, this grant goes to the 3 colleges that have manufacturing programs currently. So it would be Mesa, Gateway, and Estrella are involved, is my understanding. And so this is being worked through those programs collectively in partnership with Pima, who is the main grant recipient.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comment or question? Being none, let's move to 11.8. Approve new grant award from the National Science Foundation, improving undergraduate STEM education to Chandler Gilbert Community College. Any comment and or question? Okay, my pregnant pause is here for people to unmute.
Dr. or Mrs. Sullivan?
Yes.
It looks like this grant started on July 1st, so I'm assuming we're voting on it after the fact. Is that, the project already started on July 1st? Is that, am I reading that wrong?
Who would care to comment on that, please? Dr. Fisher?
President Sullivan, members of the board, this is Bill Guerrero from Chandler Gilbert Community College.
Yes.
Yes, that is true. We encountered some pandemic-related delays in our interaction with NSF as this grant application had been pending for quite some time. And so we are asking for this indulgence as we were excited to hear that the grant was awarded, and it is true that we are asking this authorization retroactively.
Thank you.
Does that generate any other questions from the board or Ms. Nguyen?
No, thank you.
Being no more comment on 11.8, moving to 11.9, approve new grant award from National Science Foundation for work-focused experiential learning to increase STEM student retention and graduation at 2-year Hispanic serving institutions to Phoenix College. Any comment and or questions? Okay, moving on. 11.10, approve curriculum proposals. Board members, do you have any comments or questions?
I can't pass this one up ever.
I know, I was waiting.
And my
Yeah,
only
this was
comment
good.
on this one, because there's not a lot there, we're approving the cybersecurity program for the district in this action item, and it is pretty exciting, actually, that we are in a position to offer these to our students here in the Valley. So thank you for the work people do to get there.
Thank you, Mr. Saar. Any other comments, board members? Or anything to offer, Dr. Fisher? I'm going to take silence as no. So I'm going to move on the consent agenda to item 12.1. Approve job order contracting purchase order for air handler replacement for the South Gymnasium in the physical education, gosh, I can't pronounce today, physical education building at Scottsdale Community College. I did struggle to get that out. I apologize. Any comment? Okay, going to take that as a no. Item 12.2, to approve job order contracting purchase order for expansion of the health science nursing building at Paradise Valley Community College. Is there any comment or question regarding item 12.2? Being none, let's move to 12.3. To approve purchase order for upgrades to the district-wide Metasis building automation system. Besides the fact that I pronounced that correctly, anybody have any comment or question? Could someone pronounce that building name for me so I know how to say it next time?
I believe, Mrs. Sullivan, it's Metasis.
Metasis. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Quinto. Any comment from board members or anyone else on this item? Being none, then item 12.4, approve Market Ingenuity Inc. for underwriting services for KJAZ KBOC radio stations. Any comment or question? All right, I'm going to move us on the agenda next week. There will be item 13.1, employment and separations. Any comments on this item? Questions?
Yes, I'd like to comment on that.
Yes, Mrs. McGrath.
We're losing students. Our money is going to, our income's going to drop, and we have quite a few new hires. I'd like to have a written report for the board justifying these new hires, or at least explaining why they are needed when we're losing students.
Dr. Gonzalez, do you have comment?
Sorry, I needed to unmute myself. President Sullivan, Mrs. McGrath, I believe the question that you asked was why are there any new hires during a time when enrollment is dipping? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my off the cuff explanation without looking at these individually would be that first and foremost, the number of separations exceeds the number of hires in the 2-month period that's been presented here. And secondly,
we have replacements, and these are not listed as replacements. These are listed as new.
okay, Mrs. McGrath, we can add any information that you would like to have to this report, and I can offline have a conversation with you, including Dr. Georgetta Kelly, to identify what more we can provide on this report for you.
I don't want an offline conversation. I want a report to the entire board as to why we are doing these new hires. There might be a perfectly reasonable explanation for them, but I think that the board deserves that when we are in a budget crunch.
Dr. Gonzalez, perhaps we can go forward and provide a little more information, provide more information than what's currently present. And you and Ms. Kelly can work on that and perhaps send a draft to Mrs. McGrath. And then from there, if there's any tweaking to be done, it could be finalized forward to the full board.
I don't need a preliminary report. I just want the entire report made to the entire board.
And absolutely, I understand that. I just want to ensure that whatever report would be provided to you would have the information that you wanted. That gives adequate explanation for your inquiry. So just,
and
okay.
I don't need a separate, but I think that the entire board needs to be included in that information.
Absolutely. I mean, certainly. So Dr. Gonzalez will move forward with what that looks like and then go from there.
Understood.
Thank you. Mrs. McGrath, any further comment on that?
No, thank you. That was all.
Then we'll move to item 14.1 and item 14.2. Are there any comments on those blended analyses? Okay, being none, then the meeting next week would also then include board updates and a reflection of dates for our next meetings. I do want to comment that as we're building capacity for the upcoming months, there's a lot that we will need to do as a board. We will build calendars for more work sessions, e-sessions, and other possible board activities. We want to take another look at perhaps an update or review of policies. There is another request. We will be live streaming our meetings, I believe, in the future, starting with the August meeting. And as far as going visual, that would be, if we go visual, then I guess we're live streamed. So I want to talk a little bit more about that with tech and figure out how we're going to do that. effectively and to meet the public's interest in our meetings beyond just listening. So with that, I think this is the shortest meeting that I've ever had to facilitate. So I'm celebrating that, actually. I do want to thank all of you who have been in attendance at this meeting. I also want to note for board members that there will be a brief pause, but don't go away because we are returning for an e-session as posted. For those of you who will not be in attendance at that e-session, thank you again for being here, and let's give ourselves, 5 minutes or 10 minutes technology to ensure that we're clear.
I'd say give us 10 minutes, Ms. Sullivan.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. So board
Marie, we
members-
just stay online, is that right?
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. Board members, don't go away. Technology is going to excuse all the other attendees and then we'll lock us into a meeting. So don't go away, stay tuned. And let's see, right now I have it as 4:33. So we will convene at 4:40.
Marie, it might be a good time right now to vote to go into executive session.
You know, I would rather not, because we still have others on the line who would not be should not be present for that meeting.
Well, that vote has to be taken in public.
Yes.
All right, is there a motion to move into executive session at 4:40?
I will
So-
make that motion.
Thank you. Second,
Second.
motion made by Mr. Sars, seconded by Ms. Nguyen. I have to call roll for the vote. Mr. Hendricks,
Present.
aye or nay. Ms. McGrath, aye or nay.
Aye.
Dr. Narini,
Aye.
Mr. Sar,
Aye.
Dr. Thor,
Aye.
Ms. Nguyen.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries 7-0. So we'll reconvene. Again, board members, don't hang up. We'll reconvene about between 4:40 and 4:45.